Hi everyone, it's Tracy from Becoming Temperance. It has been a while since I've done a video. I haven't been called to pull too many cards lately, and I was feeling kind of sad about it, and I would look at my collection of decks, and I have a lot of decks. Yes, I do. I have a lot of decks. But there was just nothing that was inspiring me and calling me to pull some cards. So I thought, well, let's see if I can find something new that might kickstart me again and get me back enthusiastic about pulling cards, because I really want to be enthusiastic about pulling cards. So I just went out to Amazon to see if I could find something maybe mass market, not expensive, not looking to break the bank, that might kickstart my enthusiasm for cards again. And I found this deck, which is not mass market. Oh, and please excuse the color of my fingernails. I've been dyeing paper with food coloring, so they're kind of blue. Anyway, I found this deck that I had never heard of before on Amazon. I think it was $25. It was not that expensive. And it was, you know, it's a deck I'd never heard of. So the artwork intrigued me, the little bit that I could see on Amazon, because I could not find this deck anywhere. It does come without the, when you get it from Amazon, it comes without the book that apparently was part of the original publication back in 2016. And I did find one or two references to it on the internet, but nothing else. So I ordered it because it really intrigued me and the artwork intrigued me. So it came in this cardboard box, and it's in this little yellow organza bag. And I haven't looked at it other than to take it out of the box, and then I decided I wanted to open it up on camera. It's got a little piece of plastic wrapped around it. It is called the Family Tarot Deck. 62 artists, 3 years, 1 journey. So on this card it tells who did the art for each of the cards. And I'm not going to go through that, but I can if you want me to. Just let me know. And it has one of these plastic bands. So I'm going to take the plastic band off. And it looks like it has the same thing on both sides of this extra card. Here are the backs. Very vibrant and colorful. It's not a standard tarot deck size. Okay, here's my tarot of AE weight, which is standard tarot size. And you can see that this deck is a little shorter and a good bit wider than your standard tarot size. The cardstock is, oh, well, that's a blank card. Oh, I might leave that in. That could be really interesting. The cardstock is fairly thin, but we'll shuffle it at the end and see what it, see how it shuffles. You know, it doesn't feel terribly flimsy, but it's not cardboardy or thick. That's really interesting. Well, let's go this way. There's the Fool, the Magician. Love the swirls of color. I just love the vibrancy of this deck. That's what drew me to it. High Priestess, the Empress. Wow, that's interesting. That is really interesting. That is really speaking to me of creativity and creative force. The Emperor. Definitely something different to work with here. Now, this one says Faith, but it's numbered 6. And I noticed that in the few images that I had access to, I wondered if that was some different way to interpret the Lover's card, but I think it's just misnumbered because I think it is supposed to be the Hierophant, which I really like the concept of faith rather than the traditional Hierophant. Because yes, here we have the Lover's card, and they don't have a number on them. So these people, this collective of artists must not have had, I don't know if they had any oversight, somebody doing some, what I would call editing to make sure that everything was right. The Chariot. Justice. Justice is number 11, but they've put it in the deck at number 8 position. Interesting. The Hermit. That one's a little busy. It doesn't seem to have a clear focus other than the big dark spot. The Wheel. Kind of Picasso-esque. Oh, wow. I'm assuming that's Strength, but that's gorgeous. I really like that. The Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. I did catch a glimpse of this Temperance card and really loved it, which was one of the reasons I went ahead and bought this deck. The Devil. The two faces of the devil. Very interesting. The Tower. Oh man, I could get into that for a while. Is that like a computer tower? The Star. The Moon. Oh, that's a cool card. The Sun. Judgment. That's a card I have trouble with, and I think I'm going to continue to have trouble with this one. I don't know. I might, I don't know. It's gorgeous. And I'm assuming that one's like the universe of the world. Very cool. Then we have the Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. Huh, that's cool. Three of Cups. Four of Cups. The hand looms large in this Four of Cups. Five of Cups. That's very busy. Very busy. I'm gonna have a hard time with that one too. The Six of Cups. Definitely reminiscing. Seven of Cups. Huh. It's saying to me, pick your faith. Huh. The Eight of Cups. Moving away from the known to the unknown, and it can be scary. The Nine of Cups. Very pippish. And I guess that's the Ten of Cups. Yeah, I think once I get this deck shuffled, some of the cards are going to be hard to identify, and I might have to write on them. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. And the King of Cups. Ace of Coins. Huh. That's an interesting interpretation of the Two of Coins. Because a tree is a very stable, well, relatively stable object, and he seems to have balanced very well as opposed to the more juggling, you might drop one at any minute type of concept. Three of Coins. Four of Coins. 5 of coins. That's a bit of a head scratcher. I can work with that one. 9 of coins. And the 10 of coins. Huh. Human, born April 1st, 1902, died November 22nd, 1963. Interesting. Knight of coins. Queen of coins. I like the idea of her with a child. And the King of coins. He's not sitting. His hiney's hanging out. Ace of wands. Two of wands. That reminds me a bit of the Two of Wands in the Anna Kay, which has a crossroad in it as well. 3 of wands. 4 of wands. Energy, will, desire, and charisma, I think. I'd have to take my glasses off and get it closer to my face. And then it says something up here. Perfection is, can't read it. Can't read it. 5 of wands. Well, that's really odd. I love this guy holding it up here. 6 of wands. Ta-da! That's what that one says to me. 7 of wands. 8 of wands. 9 of wands. Oh, I love that. That is fabulous. 10 of wands. Page of wands. Knight of wands. Queen of wands. And the King of wands. Ace of swords. 2 of swords. Oh, I like the 3 of swords. Yeah. 4 of swords. 5 of swords. Traditional, but at the same time, much more interesting. Ah, love that 6 of swords. 7. Interesting. 8 of swords. 9 of swords. Oh, 10 of swords. Time to move on. Page of swords. Knight of swords. Queen of swords. And the King of swords. First impression is that this is a very interesting deck, and I am going to I think it was just what I needed, sort of to kick me into the, hey, do you pull cards from this deck mood that I'm trying to recapture. It's Rider Waite enough to where it's not a huge stretch, but at the same time it's different enough to really capture my imagination and help me see new things in the cards, which I think might have been part of my issue, is that, you know, I was kind of stuck in the interpretations that I had formed over the last, 6 or 7 years, and it wasn't providing the growth that I needed. So this deck might really help. Let's see what they look like. They shuffle beautifully. Because they're shorter, somebody with smaller hands could riffle shuffle them. They bend nicely. They slide against each other nicely. They are, I'd call it semi-gloss. They're not shiny, but they're not super matte. It reminds me a little bit of the Tarot de Saint Croix. I used to have that deck. I traded it away. It was just too orange for me. This one does have a lot of orange on the back, but not so much on the front. But the art style, even though it was done by 62 different artists, the art style is cohesive enough. You know, they're not jarringly different. Let's see what they would look like together. That's the two of Wands. Yeah, and the kind of good thing about not knowing exactly what the cards are is that I won't go with my, I know what that card means because I know what the Two of Wands means. I'll have to look a little bit more closely and digest it maybe a little bit more better. Digest it a little better. Yeah, this is a really cool deck, and I think I am excited about giving this one a shot. It's interesting, although I am probably going to have to go put it back in order and write the card names on just a couple of those cards, which really won't bother me because of the way that they're all written differently. So if I take my Sharpie and put my handwriting on there, it won't look that out of place. I'll have to fix that. So there you go. There's my unboxing first impressions of a deck called the Family Tarot deck that I found on Amazon. Thanks everyone for watching, and have a fabulous day.